innocence and light of all creation. To accept this eternal light that is who you truly are, and that is already being all that there is to come back to peace, is to return home from the dream state of separation, to rejoice in the acceptance that the belief in separation is not true, to rejoice in the promise and in the truth that you are the light of God. But that rejoicing comes at a price. And the price is the surrender. The price is the relinquishment of what you think you know. And the acceptance of something that is not yet in your awareness, but that is just there, hidden behind a very thin veil of concepts and perceptions. Every beloved gladly pays the price, gladly relinquishing the lies of separation for the truth of eternal love. But the journey is the willingness to have the light shined on what is not reality, so that it can be surrendered, so that it can be recognized, oh, I was believing in something that had no truth. I was mistaken. And the past was the mistake. Gladly accepting I don't know, and gladly being led into love, led by love itself. The willingness of the heart to stand in the strength of love, not the strength of the past, which was really weakness, but the strength of the eternal light that is still waiting to be discovered within. Moment by moment, love leads. Moment by moment, love blesses. Moment by moment, love directs. Moment by moment, love heals. And the acceptance of healing is simply the acceptance of remembering. Letting the false identity unravel. Letting the false story disintegrate. Letting the false identity disappear. And in that divine disappearance, all orchestrated by the power of God, happiness returns, joy returns to awareness. And joy is finally recognized as your true essence, as your true divine self. But the self is really one self, one divine light of God. The offering of love and blessings in your everyday life, the offering of forgiveness, the offering of compassion that must be offered consciously, is the healing balm that heals everyone that you offer it to, but also heals within. The offering of love heals all. It is the power, the discovery of the power of love, the discovery of the power of eternal light. Step by step, moment by moment, allowing love to lead, listening, allowing yourself to truly be the student of love, to truly be allowing of God's direction. To live in the happiness of God leading. To live in the joy of God leading. To live in the trust and surrender of God leading. Is the explosion of peace into humanity's reality. The power of love. That you are called to remember, and that you are called to offer. One and the same. Offering and remembering are always together. If you are believing in limitation, difficulty, caution, vengeance, scarcity, in that moment, there's no remembering. But as soon as you accept and offer love, remembering opens the blinds, and healing occurs. Every moment, the divine light of love is calling to you, to lead you, to show you the way. To listen is to recognize that you don't know. To listen is to begin again. To listen is to accept forgiveness and to offer forgiveness of all the belief of the past, the belief of a separate identity, the belief of a problem. All let go, all surrendered. Step by step, moment by moment, begin again. And in this moment, all love, learning of love itself. Every moment. And breathing deeply and fully. And the willingness to truly be here. It's almost impossible to focus on breath and think. Focusing on the divine breath allows you to focus in the heart and let the mind go. And just breathing and allowing. As you breathe, you're saying yes. And you're saying, welcome, divine teachers. Welcome. Welcome, divine truth. Welcome. Breathing. Surrendering. Allowing. And as you breathe, surrendering the mind, everything that you thought about this day, every thought that you had of what you thought you knew, every opinion that wanted to rise and be at the center of attention, every reaction that wanted to rise and be at the center of attention, surrendered now. And giving this day, as you breathe, into the hands of God. That nothing that seemed to happen today, that was thought about today, that was mulled over today, that was reacted to today, has any meaning in the truth of love. That only harmony and joy exists. And that nothing in the truth of love is self-handled. Nothing in the truth of love is self-proclaimed in knowing. Nothing in the truth of love has any meaning because nothing is separate. Surrendered into the hands of God, everything returns to peace. And breathing and allowing. With full intention of being led. And forgiving the past, this day, from all feeble attempts to be in charge, all feeble attempts to control, all feeble attempts to think that something was known and self-handled. All surrendered now. Returning to love. And continuing to breathe and allow, affirming that here in the infinite circle of love, there is no doer. In the infinite circle of love, the power of love is in charge. In the infinite circle of love, harmony and peace are witnessed, accepted, and lived. In the infinite circle of love, all is divine equality. No less, no more. Everything, the perfection. All of the perceptions of the past, of believing in separateness, others, different stories, different purposes, all made up, all conceptualized by a mind of fear. And now, letting go, surrendering. This universe is all love. Nothing else exists. This sanctuary is all love. Nothing else exists. The divine in your heart is all love. Nothing else exists. The life force of God is all that there is. Everything else is just an illusion of separation. The willingness to open to the life force of God and move and breathe and allow that life force to find its rhythm, emptied of the mind, and the willingness to open the heart and allow this life force of God to move and breathe. And breathing now. In the deep surrender. I am here to receive you, my mother. I am here to receive you, my father. I am here to receive all the blessings that you bring to me today. I am here to receive you, my Jesus. I am here to receive you, O Mary. I am here to receive all the teachings that you bring to me today. I am here to receive all the teachings that you bring to me today. I am here to receive all the blessings that you give to me in your way. I am here to receive all the blessings that the Holy Spirit has brought me. I am here to receive all the teachings that you give to me in your way. every day, every moment, the opportunity of receiving. This divine communication is open if you will open to it. That's the only thing that is holding any miscommunication, is the willingness within to open to the receiving. And when you open to receive the teachings, in every moment, you recognize the blessings, you recognize you are led, you recognize you are never alone. There is no aloneness, there is no separate me. Love is speaking to you all the time. Love is communicating all the time. Be available in the silence, in the quiet of not knowing, the willingness to receive. I ask for strength. Here comes the strength. God sends it as soon as it is asked for. The divine is always with me, the great physician, the great light. The beauty of God is on this earth, always here. The beauty of God, the power of God is everywhere. The great healer is here. The divine comes to heal whoever seeks it, whoever is willing to receive it. Because that power is yours. He comes to heal whoever seeks it, whoever invites it, according to their willingness. But not everyone has the willingness yet to receive the healing that is always offered. That is the choice. That is the journey. Peça força, lavem força, Deus do céu foi quem mandou. Jesus Cristo está comigo, Ele é o meu protetor. Jesus Cristo está na terra, Ele é bom curador. Ele cura, que limpe cura, pois Ele é triunfador. Ele cura, quem limpe cura, conforme sem merecer. Que nem todos estão na graças para as curas receber. He comes to offer healing to whoever seeks it. That is the choice from moment to moment. Are you seeking the choice of healing? Are you wanting to be redirected? Are you wanting to be shown the way? Always. That is the question. I ask for strength, and strength is always given. But the asking is essential, or else the mind will say, no, I'm the one who makes the strength. I count on myself. I think I know. I think I know a lot of things. And in that, fear arises every time. The fear of having to depend on your past for direction is always a fearful place. The happiness of asking for strength, the happiness of trusting, putting your faith that the strength is given, always given. And it takes learning to recognize that strength, because it has nothing to do with the body strength. It is the divine spirit that becomes strengthened from within, the opening of the heart, peaceful strength, grace-filled strength, joyful strength. That strength isn't looking for anything. That strength isn't trying to get anything. That strength never has a worry, no concerns, no thinking about how, what, when, for what, or anything else. Everything just here now in divine strength. I ask for strength, and strength is given. Resting in that promise, resting in that trust. Falling on a soft mat. More attentive than any lover or parent is the truth of God to us. But our gauge of judgment is impaired by the world's values. The world's values that everyone has taken on as real and necessary. And the bodies often dominate over the spirit realm, and the spirit is forgotten, because the two are mutually exclusive of each other. Accept the spirit and surrender the belief in the body. A young child first learning to walk and very likely to fall may be allowed to do so by a wise guardian or teacher. If there is a soft mat beneath its body that will cushion it from harm. Learning of love. There is a soft rug you can place around others. It is forgiveness. It is charity. This is the offering, the constant opportunity of offering. We are all still learning to walk and fly in ways kin help each other, and everything I am related to. In all the seeking within the world, everything is about getting, winning, and everyone has had, built a concept, a fantasy of what you have believed love was. More attentive than any lover or parent is God. Because the lover and the parent are an ego identity that have really nothing much to offer except a reassurance of separation. Every beloved who has come as a lover, every beloved who has come as a parent, is in the same journey of remembering. Why would you expect that role to fulfill what you are really looking for in God? Why would you put your focus and direction toward blaming and judging the past and the beloveds who came in the role of parents for their simple journey of remembering, and that they are in a mistaken identity, longing to remember love and not knowing that it's even possible? what expectations have been held of all those beloveds who came in the role of parents to make up for the belief of separation that is within every heart, playing out each one's role without any awareness that it's not the truth, until you come to that crossroad of the spiritual journey. And every beloved who comes to the light of the spiritual journey has a divine purpose of forgiveness for every beloved who came in the role of a parent and was totally mistaken, lost in their own belief of self-hatred and separation. Returning to God is forgiveness of all those roles that were made up in the past, and all of the attachments of the roles that were made to try to get, whether it was even having children in order to fulfill some identity of purpose. And yet, the opportunity of bringing all those beloveds into the light of truth through your own healing. Every lover, every relationship, every child, every parent, every aunt, every uncle, every teacher of the past, every boss. Doesn't matter what the roles have been. They're all mistaken roles. They're all there only to serve remembering. And they're all coming from the projection of the belief of separation. They have no other way of being produced until the willingness shows up of the recognition that God is the source of love, and the willingness to see all these beloveds as that light of love, and return all beloveds to the truth, the divine gift. A young child first learning to walk and very likely to fall may be allowed to do so by a wise guardian or teacher, trusting in the divine that this beloved who is learning to walk is completely held in the light of God. Doesn't matter what the form looks like. Every beloved is the light of God. That no problems be held as problems. That no problems be held as, here's something for me to focus on. That no perception of problems be held as something that needs to be corrected by a mind that is not filled with forgiveness and the truth. The willingness to offer love. There is a soft rug you can place around others. It is forgiveness. It is charity. The charity of the heart is the willingness to offer love, to truly put down all perceptions of getting, and to offer unconditional forgiveness and love to every beloved. That is the soft rug you can place around each beloved. To open to the divine compassion heals your heart. To open to the divine compassion where God will take you into the strength of love. To truly want to embrace every beloved as the light of God. The forgiveness of the past. the forgiveness of all roles that were self-made, all the roles that were given and self-made out of the concept of getting, of proving. Forgiveness. The true, beautiful forgiveness that there is no problem. Not that there is a problem that only God can solve, no. There is no problem. Ever. The concept of a problem says separation is real. The concept of thinking that you know is the pain and suffering that you inflict on yourself. The wanting to inflict pain and suffering is the belief that you are not worthy of God and being the reflection of God. It is just the no to the truth. Only love heals. There is no judgment, no opinions, no ideas of roles or anything else that has any connection to healing other than the surrender of it. The willingness to surrender the roles that have been made in this lifetime and in the past lifetimes, to surrender those roles consciously, is to allow them to come into healing. For your heart to open, and for the divine physician of love to take all those relationships and set them free. In your willingness, truth will correct all perceptions of errors that have been held in the mind. But the truth is being called to be accepted. There's no knowing in that truth. There is only acceptance. Let every voice but God's be still, so that the voice of God can be heard. One of the ways that the ego likes to play a game is to enter into the illusion that when you are thinking you know something, that's God. That when you think you know something, that it has purpose other than something that you just made up. Let every voice but God's be still within me. Is that willingness to rest in the stillness and trust that love is real and that the power of God is real. Every moment, all the joy in the world comes from surrendering and doing God's will. Every moment. That is where the joy is. There is no joy that comes from being right, no matter how deceptive it may seem. To be right is to trust your knowing. And to get that momentary hit, that payoff of pleasure, of believing that you know something and that the mind, the identity is gaining ground instead of show me the way. I'm here to receive all the blessings that you bring to me today. They have nothing to do with the past, but they will heal the past, because the past will be surrendered. And the truth of your light, the light that you are, will begin to be accepted through your forgiveness of the past, through your willingness to surrender the past. The past of this lifetime and the past of every lifetime. Doesn't matter what it looked like, doesn't matter what the story was, it's all the same. The belief that there were others, that there was a life that looked a certain way, not true. Not true. Only love exists. Does it need to be surrendered? Yes. And the willingness, I will not fear to look within. That is what keeps beloveds from questioning the habits of the past, is the fear of looking within. The fear that is so dominant, that runs all fears. The fear of all fears is the fear that you are condemned, that you are unworthy of love, that you are needing to be punished. The willingness to accept that all punishment is self-made. There is no punishment in love. There is no punishment in God. And everything about your journey is about letting go of the belief of punishment. And the fear of looking within comes directly from that place, that fear that you are what you are afraid you are. Condemned, unworthy, damaged, cursed. Every projection onto the world that says, oh, there's differences, all those differences are coming from within. The belief that you are different than God, that you are less for sure, but always different. And all the differences that are made up and projected are that same reflection. Special relationships are about differences. Special relationships say, I'm looking for something specific for you to give to me. It can be the relationship to a job. It can be the belief that a job is supposed to give you worth. It's supposed to give you a feeling of security. It's supposed to give you a sense of belonging, a sense of having purpose. None of those things are true. What you offer can only be love, or you offer nothing. There's nothing to get from a job. There's only love to offer, just like everywhere and everything. Love is offered, love is received through that offering. But as soon as you want to get something, you are believing in scarcity, you are believing in lack, you are believing in differences. And that's always a place of pain. It's always a place of struggle and battle and anger and the sense of betrayal and the sense that you can be unfairly treated. All of those elements and thousands more like them are all coming from the belief that there is something to get, that you need something from outside yourself in order to be complete. the curse of the line, you complete me. The fantasy of that has any reality. You complete me. How many zings did that go to? I want to be completed by somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I want someone else to reflect my worth. I want a job to reflect my worth. Why is it that the job of cleaning toilets is avoided in order to get a more important job? Only because differences have been made in the mind. Offering love doesn't matter what form it takes. It's all the same. You're either offering love or you're offering hate and fear. It's not the form of the job. It's not the form of any relationship that has anything to do with worth at all. Is it an agreement? Yes. Is it the whole agreement of separation? Yes. All expressed through relationships of all kinds. Every kind. Instead of the willingness to see the divine, the light that is the truth of every beloved. That the truth of them is not the form that's been taken on in the belief of separation, or that you believe that you're seeing. But to go beyond that form, go beyond the concepts of what you think you know, and to see the divine. To truly put that soft rug around everyone, that soft rug of forgiveness, that soft rug of charity, that soft rug of the willingness that no one has done anything and can do nothing to change the truth of who they are, and that nothing is happening. Only love. I'm here to receive all the blessings that you offer to me today. The blessings of seeing every beloved as the light of God. The blessings of opening my heart to see the divine, to see the perfection of love with no limitations, of allowing the Holy Spirit to use the temporary forms that show up in bodies and buildings and cars and situations, and it doesn't matter what it is, that everything can be used for love's blessings. Everything. When you're eating food, the blessing of that food is not that there is scarcity and aren't you lucky to have some when others are not having any of it, but to recognize everything is the divine. Every ounce of wheat is a divine being. Every car, every lawn, everything that exists in form is the light of God under the form itself, not the form. The part that disintegrates, the part that is temporary, is made up. It's all made up by the ego of temporariness, of the belief of costumes, of the belief of differences, of proving differences of all different kinds. Do you really believe that there are different levels of intelligence in the light of God? That's all made up. The heart has no concept. The true heart has no concept of differences of intelligence or talents or gifts. Every beloved is the gift of God, full and complete and untouched and in total divine equality. Everything is that divine equality. So where does your mind go And what does it play with when it's playing with the belief of differences and separation? It's a ruse. It's a distraction from love. It's the ego walking through life saying, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. And to be in pain and right is not what you truly want. For sure. What you truly want is peace. What everybody truly wants is peace. To rest. To be free of the perceived battles within the world. Not by fantasizing and making them go away because you're just turning away from them and saying, I don't want to look at that. But the willingness to actually not fear and look within so that everything that has been just perceived in the falseness of lies can be surrendered. You made it up. That's not a condemnation. It's just the realization God did not make up these perceptions of separation. These were self-made. Again, not a condemnation, but an awakening to the awareness that, when the Holy Spirit shows me what I have believed in, that's the great gift. That's the blessing. Let me not turn away from that exposure, that illumination of light, so that it all can be surrendered, so that I can recognize the mistaken identity. How can I recognize the mistaken identity if I keep my eyes and my heart closed and say, I know, and keep protecting, and keep defending? It's only in the show me the way. I don't know. Show me the truth. I don't know the truth. I've lived in a fantasy world. Help me to go deeply into the truth of love. And let me surrender all these made perceptions that have passed. And the past is 2 minutes ago. The past is a minute ago. 2 seconds ago. It's gone here. Everything that was thought about 2 minutes ago is fantasy. Every idea of what it all means, just fantasy, made up by a mind that is just in a habit of protection and defense that has no purpose. There is nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. The fear that arises is all connected to being a body. Every fear and the belief in fear is all about protection. The belief that there is a self, a separate self that needs protection from other selves and other things. There's nothing to protect. That's where the freedom comes, is in the realization, I don't have anything to defend and I don't have anything to protect. What am I protecting? Do I believe I can be betrayed? I can only betray myself. There is no other betrayal. The betrayal of refusing to accept the will of God is the only betrayal. And even that's not true, because in fact, in truth, you are the divine light of God and you never left. Just because you're believing in a separate self doesn't make it real. You don't have to be in fear of it. But if you believe in betrayal, the first step is to realize every sense of betrayal comes from within. That's where the belief of betrayal comes from to begin with. To punish, to attack, self-attack, to have concepts of a self that aren't true, to self-criticize, to self-judge, to self-impose ideas on, all untrue. To convince yourself that you're right about what you think you know is not love. In that sense, it's a betrayal. But there's nothing outside that is betraying, and you really can't betray yourself because none of what you think you know is true. Just because you believe it doesn't make it real. Just because you're used to it doesn't make it real. That's where all the healing occurs, is in, oh, thank God. Thank God I just made this up. Thank God. Thank God the divine, the universe remembers the truth about me. Thank God that divine truth is held for me until I stop playing these games with myself and let go. And everything is still just in the perfection of love that has always been. Nothing is happening. Is that something that the mind can wrap itself around? No. Can it be accepted? Absolutely. Can you avoid coming into contact with what you think you know? It's up to you. Every moment, what do you choose? Every moment. Opening to that divine strength. I ask for strength, and strength is given. To be willing to be open to that divine strength that has nothing to do with anything that you personally produce. It has nothing to do with your determination. It has nothing to do with your stamina. It has nothing to do with your journey of the past. It's all just here now. Just love. All in divine equality. How many times a day do you look at others or other things or other situations and think you know something? And how many times a day do you agree with yourself about what you think you know? All of those are times that could be of surrender. I ask for strength, strength is given. I ask for blessings, blessings are given. I'm here to receive you, divine light. I am here to receive all the blessings of this day. That is the conscious choosing that is your journey of love, of first and foremost recognizing that you have, and only you have, the choice. Not as a burden, but as a place of strength. You're joining in the strength of God when you choose that you don't know and you're willing to be led. You're choosing the strength of God. That is a power that you have of choice. It's a temporary power, because eventually, in your full awakening and remembering, you will come to realize that there is nothing to choose, because there's nothing else. There's no two. It's just all love. And it's never any question. It's never any choice anymore. But because you started in the place where you believed you had no choice, that you were a victim of the past, a victim of identity, a victim of circumstance, a victim cursed in your identity, the realization of choice is the gift from God. To begin to make those choices constantly of aligning with, I don't know. Show me the way. Show me what's most helpful here. Let me rely on the power of God. let me rely on the promises of the divine. Let me rely on the teachings of love. Let me rely on the truth that I'm innocent, that there is nothing to get, that there's nothing to prove, that there's nothing to protect, and that there's nothing to fear. That all the fear of the past is a rebellion against love. Is it convincing? Of course. It is convincing. It's convincing because everyone that's ever walked the earth, other than beloveds who came totally awake to serve, which are few, all the other beloveds who incarnated because of fear. The fear of the belief that they were condemned, and the fear that separation was real. And fear became the identity. It isn't shown that way. If you saw fear for what it is in your identity, you'd give it up pretty quick. But it hides in the illusion of knowing. Fear hides in the illusion of self-protection, and it hides in the illusion of differences and proving and winning and succeeding and getting, and definitely hides in the belief of scarcity. Scarcity isn't even questioned in the world. It's accepted in the world of separation, that there is scarcity. Scarcity of love. That's why everybody's always trying to get. Because there's only so much, so many pieces of the pie. And you believe you didn't get in the past because you believe your identity. And so the constant journey is, I gotta get. I gotta get what's owed to me. I gotta get my piece before somebody else gets it. Is this conscious? No, it isn't conscious. And that's where the healing really is in awakening first to a conscious awareness that you have a choice, and that there is the truth and what's been made up. An illusion looks so real. It looks so authentic. You believe when you look in the mirror that you are what you see. That's the first illusion. Look in the mirror. Every day, everybody does it. Even if it's a plate. If somebody doesn't have a real mirror, let's look in a plate. See the reflection and judge it. I like this, I don't like this, this needs fixing, this is not okay, this is, oh, I'm looking good today, and I'm looking really bad today. How many times have you woken up in the morning and had a cold? You go look in the mirror and go, oh, puffy. Old looking today. Look like something that the cat dragged in today. Judgment, 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 judgment. Assessing, assessing, assessing to do battle. It's not to step into the world to offer love. It's assessing to do battle. How protected am I going to be by my self-image that I am trying to protect? All of this is what's being called to be brought to the light, so that it can be surrendered and you can be set free from the insanity of the belief that you are a temporary form, that you are a temporary identity, proving something. It's not a condemnation. It's to go beyond. When Jesus walked the earth, was it his intention to be judged by how he looked? Did he make sure that before he went public that he found the right guy to cut his hair? That he had the right wardrobe on? No. He wore what would help beloveds see the truth of love. It was all to serve love. Everything was to serve love. He came not as a king, because that would have been not as helpful. It had nothing to do with the proving his worth. It had to do with him holding the most helpful identity so that he could convey the commonality, the humility, the realization that it didn't have anything to do with his place in the world as far as the world belief of what had worth and what didn't have worth. He came as the carpenter that was looked upon as unworthy, not nobility. And all the striving for nobility in the world is all about the ego identity. It doesn't have anything to do with the truth of love. It has to do with letting God lead. What should I wear today? What would be most helpful? What will serve love today? Not what will serve me today to convey my worth, my personal worth. Or the opposite of, screw this, I'm not going to play the game of clothing in the world or whatever. It's all the same. It's all the same. It's all the same. It's not something to fight with. It's not something to battle with. Oh, that person, why are they dressed like that? Don't they know where they are? It's all made up. That beloved is dressed that way so you have the opportunity of healing what you think you know. That's all. That's the blessings that the divine is bringing to you today. Everything is that opportunity. I remember 40 years ago seeing a beloved at the airport that was like completely foreign to me, the Hare Krishnas. And thinking, what is with that? What's wrong with those people? I wasn't aware that that was a blessing in the moment that was being offered to me to see past and to see the divine. Not because they were religious, because they were the divine truth of God, and it didn't matter what form it came in. To stop the mind's games of thinking that it knows anything and opening to the divine that is being offered for you to heal in every moment, because there's no other purpose of walking on this earth. You're here because you believe you're separate, or you wouldn't be in a body unless you come as someone, as Jesus, as Buddha that is already awake, or Krishna that was already awake. But other than that, every beloved that enters into this incarnation, and every incarnation is in the belief of separation, belief of being a body, or else they wouldn't be in a body. Are you serving their remembering as you serve your remembering? Because that is what the journey is to allow the unification in your heart of every beloved as one, and to stop seeing the differences, and to stop seeing through the mind's ideas of separation, to see the divine in everyone. Not good, not bad, not right, not wrong, not more, not less. The divine, the light of God. How can I serve this moment? Not how can I teach them what I think I know, but how can I bring love and forgiveness and charity and wrap that rug around each beloved to help their journey, that rug of charity, that rug of forgiveness, that rug of patience, which is always a healing from within. Patience is an element that is so often overlooked in the journey of healing. And yet every day there is an opportunity, because it's the absence of peace. The impatience is the absence of peace. And the impatience is the distrust of God. As soon as you have a sense of impatience, like you want something different, you don't think it's happening fast enough, quick enough, enough, or whatever, doesn't matter. That impatience is saying, I know something of how things should be, and I distrust God's use of time, and I distrust the flow and the movement of all love and its opening and its perfection, that as I surrender my life into the hands of God, this day is yours, dear God. Show me the way. I am here to receive your blessings today. I am here to receive all the teachings that you have for me today. Show me the way. Let me see everything through the opportunity of learning to love. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what the situation is. Trust that it is perfect for your remembering, because it's orchestrated by God. If you have surrendered the day to God, that's the place of relaxation, that, oh, I surrendered this day to God. The Holy Spirit is in charge of the movement of this day if I will just allow it and let the Holy Spirit show me everything that is available today to learn. I'm here to learn today. At the end of the day, what did I learn? What was I available for? Or what did I curse? What did I resent? What did I resist? What was I impatient with? What did I think I knew and I wanted to control it? Let me surrender all of this and forgive this day and all of my thoughts about this day, and begin again with God, with strength, with love. Show me the way. I don't know the way. I'm willing. Show me the way. All the joy in the world comes from surrendering to God's will. All of it. If there is joy in your heart, it is because you are surrendered. If you are anxious, it is because you're believing in something that you think you know. That's the ease. That's the clear choice. If something is coming up for healing, trusting that the disturbance that's arising, that doesn't come from something that I think I know, but I can feel this discomfort coming up of something. Thank God, God is here to just take this and let me be healed. I'm willing to surrender all of the past, everything of the past, into the hands of God and be healed. Because I'm ready, because I'm willing, because I choose. And every time that I have a sense of impatience within me, to recognize that's my distrust. That's my believing that I don't have enough control, but that there's nothing to control. Or I think it should be looking like something else. when there's nothing that's not in its divine perfection in the moment for my remembering, if I choose to accept it for my remembering. Doesn't matter what it is. I break a dish, how perfect. I can learn from this. I can learn that I was attached to that dish. I can learn that this doesn't mean anything and that there's no lack and I haven't done anything wrong. Does it take me back into the past of thinking that I did something wrong? Possibly. That's an opportunity of healing. Healing the past. Doesn't matter what it is. Instead of holding it of, I know something. I want to be in reaction and have a bad day because I broke a dish. Instead of surrendering it. Instead of having that divine opportunity of, I'm here to receive all the blessings that you offer to me today. I'm here to receive all the teachings that you offer to me today through every beloved, through every situation. These are the blessings of my learning. I'm here to learn and to offer love through that learning. How simple is life in that learning? Absolutely, totally simple. Does the ego like simple? Absolutely, totally not. There's nothing that the ego hates more than simplicity, because simplicity is of God. Confusion, ego. Complexity, ego. Problems, ego. So if you're confused, feeling the complexity of the situation, of anything, you can be guaranteed that this is total illusion of ego. To be in the moment and to rest in God is just simplicity. There's nothing happening. There's nothing to latch on to. There is no problem to solve. Let me recognize that there is no problem to solve. In the middle of a perceived distress, to take the medicine of love and to accept, to choose in that moment, let me recognize the problem so it can be solved. And in that, let me recognize there is no problem, because the only problem is that I believe I'm separate from God, and that's not true. Can I accept that? Can I truly accept? That's the choice. I don't know it, because everything to me looks like there's a problem, and it looks complex, and it looks disturbing, and it looks like I'm in reaction, and I could see peace instead of this. I could recognize there is no problem. I could recognize and accept that when I am upset, it is because I see something that is not there. Wow, okay then. I really don't know anything, because I think I see something that is there. And it's not. Let me I'm never upset. I'm only upset because I see something that is not there. I've given meaning to something that has no meaning at all. And I've upset myself for the purpose of being right. That's upside down. Doesn't look that way. That's the illumination. That's shining the light. Does the ego want you to see that you are upset because you see something that is not there? No. Does the ego want you to recognize that you're upset because you believe you're right? No. Does the ego want you to believe that complexities are really interesting? Yeah. And that disturbances are factual? Yeah. And that your reactions to everything are realistic? Yeah. But it's not. Peace is love. Joy is love. Harmony is love. And there is no disturbance in the truth of love. And that inner peace is within. That is who you are. At the core of your being, at the unraveling of all of this false identity, as you surrender everything that you think you know, the light shines and you awaken. You become aware. Peace is possible. I could feel peace, I could see peace instead of what I think I know now. That is your medicine. That is the receiving of the gift in this day. I'm here to receive your blessings. That only peace is real. I'm here to accept that I don't have to battle, that there's nothing to battle with, because there's nothing to know. Only love. I accept. I accept the peace of this moment. I accept that harmony is legitimate. And it's the absence of hate and fear. It's here. Harmony, peace, joy, the light, the oneness, it's all here. It's here. It's not later, it's here. It's the absence of fear and hate. And that's the letting go. The letting go of all of that belief in fear and hate. And accepting there's nothing to battle with, and there's nothing to protect. In the light of God, I accept. I accept and receive my blessings today. I ask for strength. Here comes strength. I ask for the journey to be shown to me. It's shown to me. The strength of love. The spirit of love that you truly are is here as the divine union of love. No worries, no concerns, no problem. Only love. I live and move in God. No problem. Accepting. Resting.